Hey guys, welcome back to my main channel. So I am just getting back from just an amazing couple of weeks from my holiday vacation. I feel very energized. I feel very refreshed. I feel just like ready to talk some shit. You know what I mean? So for the duration of my very peaceful vacation, I really had nothing to be mad about in life for weeks. That of course changed now that I'm back on social media. And I had an entirely different video planned for today, but this came across my timeline and I felt particularly impassioned about it. We need to talk about the fat positivity movement. Now, if you're an OG subscriber, comment below if you are, but be honest. You'll remember that I did one video on this movement years ago, and I have never gotten, honestly, I've never gotten more hate, more long-lasting hate from any social movement or any social group than the fat positivity movement, which is crazy because, you know, I've made like all of them mad at one point or the other. So if I'm honest, I find myself even like a little nervous to talk about this because the fat positivity movement has only grown since then. You know, it's gotten a lot bigger. So Cosmopolitan, the wretched, treacherous Cosmopolitan, recently released these dumpster fire images. So obviously these images feature overweight women with the title, "This is healthy." Now, this is amazing. This is just amazing. The fact that they would really release these in the midst of, I don't know, like a global health crisis. That little thing going around that's particularly dangerous for obese and overweight people. That thing. So in any other timeline, I probably would have just like seen this and just like laughed at it, said, oh, that's stupid, and kept it pushing. But the fact that they really thought this was the right time to lie to people in this way, I mean, they might as well put me on the cover and said, these are real. Like, it would have been just as much of a lie. Real expensive, but not real. See, when you live your life trying as hard as you can to be as non-offensive as you can, can't relate, you actually end up doing sometimes way worse harm than just keeping it real. You're actually harming people sometimes a lot more than just keeping it real. So I've never talked about this before, but about a year ago, almost exactly a year ago, it was right after Christmas last year, Joey was convinced he had the Rona, my fiance Joey. And he got really, 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 really sick to the point where he almost wanted to go to the hospital. Like, I've never seen him or many people that sick, to be honest. So living with him, I naturally caught what he had, and so I got sick as well. But the level to which I was sick was so disproportionate. I had barely any symptoms at all. It was more of like, oh, my nose, I'm coughing a little bit. Whereas he was on some like devastating level of sick. And that actually goes hand in hand with what we know about the Rona, which is that, you know, it affects obese people and overweight people much more. He is overweight. I am not overweight. That's just real. Now, obviously, and it's really annoying, I have to say this because you should just know this, I do not believe in like body shaming people or making fun of people for their weight or telling your loved one who may or may not be overweight, like, lose weight, fat ass. Like, that is counterproductive, just like this cover is counterproductive. It doesn't make any sense. It's really, really mean, and you're really a bad person if you make fun of someone for being overweight or heavy. But why in this culture do we have to constantly exist in extremities? Why is there no difference in some people's mind between body shaming someone and calling someone a fat ass and flat out lying to them and saying that being obese is healthy? Is there no middle ground? And I would question why there aren't more people calling out Cosmo for this, but then again, they did put Tess Holliday on the cover a couple years ago. She's probably the biggest icon for the fat positivity movement. Her entire career is like lying to other chronically obese people that it's perfectly okay for them to be that way, and you have to love yourself, and loving yourself means staying obese, even though in my eyes it takes a lot more love to change yourself if you're like that.
You can be who you want to be, and there's no shame in it. If that's how you're happy, then do you.
Why do you think people feel so strongly about the issue of weight?
I'm happy and thriving and like living my dreams, and like you should be happy for me.
Let me just say this. Lying to someone to temporarily keep a frown off of their face is a lot easier and a lot more cowardly than loving someone enough to tell them the truth. But in other fat positivity news, it's a funny phrase, singer Lizzo recently faced just a ton of, in my mind, disgusting backlash for her decision to finally lose some weight. Now, Lizzo rose to stardom, and part of her brand and her image was being a heavier girl and being accepting of that and loving that and being happy with how she is. Well, turns out, you know, that can only last for so long, and she decided to go on a weight loss journey and share it on her social media. The reactions? Girl, I'm so heartbroken that Lizzo has just done a diet detox and broadcasted it to her millions of followers. If you have also seen it and are feeling like your body needs to change, it doesn't. You're perfect as is. Your worth is abundant. Now imagine being heartbroken over someone else's decision to change their own body. A stranger, that's gross. And saying if you feel like your body needs to change, it doesn't. What if it does though? Be real, what if it does? I mean, if you're having health problems and your life expectancy is below average due to your eating habits or your lack of exercise or whatever the case may be, doesn't that mean your body does need to change? I mean, in the interest of like living a full, happy, healthy life? See, y'all are so caught up with loving people and coddling people that you're not telling them the truth. It's toxic because sometimes real love is tough love. And that doesn't mean, by the way, you should be giving unsolicited advice. Like, you don't need to go down the street and see a heavier person and be like, because I love you, lose weight. Like, leave them alone. But to make these just blanket statements on social media is different. My heart hurts with all my fat peers today. Fat peers though? Okay. Even though she won't say it and will probably try to excuse it, I'm sorry that Lizzo did that to us. How are you personally attacked by someone else losing weight? What? Something happened to you? We are worthy, and what she posted was so effed. If you are triggered and upset by it, I am there with you. Now, I sometimes wonder how these people really, truly exist in the real world. The fact that you can find personal victimization in someone else doing something positive for themselves, something objectively positive, by the way. Like, I'm not even gonna play that game with you. It's not even just a matter of opinion. Like, Lizzo losing weight was objectively good for her. Because, I mean, just visually, she was the kind of big that you don't really see 75, 80 plus year olds that are that heavy because you just don't live that long when you are that heavy. So I personally applaud Lizzo, whether she, yo-yos back and doesn't actually lose all the weight and whatever. Just the fact that she's attempting to be healthy, it's really good and actually sets a positive example. How y'all see it as a negative is beyond me. So Lizzo, the beacon of body positivity, is promoting detox diets now? No, this is so disappointing. 2020 can truly get in the bin now. I like how that was her final straw. Like, of all the crazy effed up stuff that has happened in 2020, this was it for her. This was the final straw for her. And also the fact that these people find community based on being self-described fat. Like, why is that a community? To me, it feels like a cult with the sole purpose of enabling each other and denying reality together. And that doesn't mean that all bigger people are unhealthy. Obviously, that doesn't mean all skinny people are unhealthy. Yada, yada. We know all that. Last year, I was struggling with my eating disorder and I was the skinniest I had been almost ever. And I was very unhealthy. I was abusing laxatives and everything. So it's the attacks on other people trying to be healthy that gets me. If you want to be obese and lie to yourself that it's healthy because Cosmopolitan told you so, then that's on you. But attacking others and trying to force others to engage in your own delusions is where I draw the line. The fact that these people insist that you don't love yourself if you want to lose weight or you don't love yourself if you want to diet, when in my opinion, the opposite is true. It takes so much more self-love to pick yourself up and say, I need to make a positive change for my own life and for the people who love me in my life. That's so much more self-love than just eating yourself into obesity and telling yourself this is fine. It's really not fine. But that's also why body shaming people and treating overweight and heavyset and obese people badly is also counterproductive. You can't make someone feel like crap. You have to empower people. And that's how you make a positive change. And the mainstream media knows that people love to be coddled like this and told lies to make themselves feel better, which is why they can run covers like this with blatant lies and people eat it up. And that's honestly one of the biggest issues I've had the past year, which is that health officials will talk all day how you need to stay at home, live in fear, all of that. But at the end of the day, why is there not more of an incentive on teaching people how to boost their immune systems, how to, do exercises that help them become more fit? I know for most people in most states, gyms are open, but here in California, gyms are closed. They've been closed since the very start, but liquor stores, fast food, it's all thriving. So it seems to me that things are just really, really backwards. I would much rather see people in the gym and being allowed to go to the gym right now than seeing lines outside of hot dog stands, which is the case here all over the place. What? But that would make too much sense. And I'm not really where I want to be with my body, personally. With the last year of gyms being closed and just succumbing to the sedentary lifestyle that was low-key forced on us, high-key forced on us. I definitely am a little bit thicker than I was last year. And this year I'm actually making it my goal to be in the best shape of my life, and I'm going to be doing that. I feel for anyone out there who's struggling with body image or changing your body or whatever, trust me when I say I know a few things about changing my body, and also trust me when I say, because I've talked about my eating disorder in the past, I know what it is to struggle with weight gain and weight loss and all of that. So it's not that I'm insensitive, it's just that, again, there is a difference between lying to make yourself feel better and being mean to people. Don't be mean to people, and don't lie to them to make themselves feel better, because that's also very mean. But that's it for this video, you guys. I love you. Make sure you subscribe to this channel as well as my second channel, Blaire Black. I'll put a thing up right here so you can do that. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram, because I post on there way more than I do on here. So you gotta follow those to keep up with me. And I'll see you guys in the next video.